Good evening, Reefers. How is everybody doing?
Hello.
Good evening.
So, we have the world famous dentist slash tattoo artist, Jamie Reefenteeth, with us today.
There we go.
In preparation for tonight, or before anyone comes on, I like to do a little bit of research, and I'm a bit lazy, so I like to get ChatGPT to do it for me. And I said, hey, I've got Jamie, and then I put in quotes, Reef and Teeth, look him up. Coming on the live stream, what questions should I ask? And it's like, oh, that's really interesting. You should definitely ask him about how he fits dentistry in and how that fits in with reef tanks and talk about his tattoos and artwork. And I'm like, who did you look up?
I'm sure
was the same
sometimes
person.
it just outputs a load of crap and just is so sure of itself.
It just
Yeah.
makes shit up. Yes.
Yeah.
I just like to leave a trail where people can't find me, you see,
Yeah,
in case I
nice.
get caught up in something.
That's a very good tactic.
Mm.
So let's see who we have with us tonight. We have, and back on form, first in the room, John Wright. Good evening, John.
John, always the first.
We have Lee. Good evening, Lee. I hope your
Evening.
bike ride is racking up those miles.
Indeed.
Hello up there, Dan. I hope you're well.
Dan, all right.
Hi, Dan.
Coach. Good evening, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, Emma. How are you?
Hey,
Salt
Emma.
Sausage.
And the next one we have on, Rob. That was very funny with you on Salty Banter Live. I did thoroughly enjoy that.
Hello, Rob.
Hi,
I've
Rob.
got lots of great little audio clips that maybe we'll get to one day. Good evening, Matt, and I assume Roxanne. I hope you're both well.
Evening.
Good evening, Anthony.
Hello.
Good evening, Lee.
Evening, Lee.
Gaz's Reef. How you doing?
Gaz up.
Good evening, Ron. Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, Rob. Ron's been having some problems. We discussed it off chat. He's in a desperate situation, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll pick up with you off screen, Ron, because it's not something I've had experience of myself, but you know, in Scotland and all that, it's quite common.
So it's interfering with haggis that does it. Evening, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Good evening, Mark.
Hello, Mark. How you doing?
Good evening, Terry.
Terry.
Hope you're well. Or John, as I called him in one of the live streams, I think. Who else do we have with us tonight? Bernadette. Good evening, Bernadette.
Hey, Bernadette.
Oh, I hope she didn't see that comment about Ron's problem.
Oh, yeah. That could be embarrassing, couldn't it? Good evening, John. How you doing?
Hello, John.
Hi, John.
Spiders are well.
Mhm.
Good evening, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Howdy.
Who else do we have?
There's always a little one.
Good evening, Dave.
He's got a
Hello,
new...
Dave.
And Dave's Reef. Good evening, Dave's Reef.
Dave.
Hi there.
Good evening, Banana Rama. I hope you're doing well.
Hello.
Rama.
Oh, we're honoured. Alan O is with us.
Hey, Alan.
Good, Alan.
Good
How you doing?
evening. Good evening, Liam. I hope you're well.
Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roxanne is here. Hi, Roxanne.
Hello.
We have Spiller's Reef. Good evening.
Evening.
We have Anna James, which is like the opposite naming convention of the scientific name where you put the capital letter at the beginning and not on the second word. This is the opposite way around.
Nice.
Evening, Anna. You're doing well.
Hi, Anna.
Who else? Good afternoon, Elisa.
Elisa.
Have you bought any frags today? If not, why not? looks like we might be there. We certainly are. Good. Let me remove that one off the screen. So, what have you both been up to? We'll start with you, Harry. What have you been up to recently?
Hello. Let me get my notes up. A couple of notes this time. Oh yeah, I'll start. So my ORP probe decided to absolutely tank, and I'm not sure yet whether that is due to a dodgy probe or the probe is just aged and is no longer working, or if something actually happened in the tank. So it only just arrived before the stream. It's only a cheap, I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm hoping it will give me an idea whether the probe is broken or not. Like a £30 Amazon jobby little stick. Comes with the calibration fluid. So I'm thinking if I calibrate it, put it in, it's going to give me to the nearest 100th, which would even be helpful, ORP to see if the probe has gone or not. So that was a little bit odd because, of course, it sometimes happens and you expect it to slowly climb up again, but it's just stayed at a solid like 100, which is pretty odd, and certainly out of sync with where my tank has run before. Got a new RAS, got Macoscus RAS, which was doing really well the first couple of days, and then I didn't see it much, and I saw it. It must have been a couple of days ago now, if not yesterday. I saw it swimming around in the main system here, and it just looked a little bit like its fins had some nips out of it or something, but I don't know what would have done it because I've not seen anything chasing it. And it wasn't being chased; it was swimming around quite kind of happily. So okay. I'm not sure how it got the damage. So it's now moved into my frag tank, where it is consuming lots of Celcon. So I've soaked pellets, frozen food, things like that. And to be honest, it's already looking better. So yeah, that looks to be doing pretty well. But I did have to put my lid back on the frag tank, which was a shame. Next on my list was just enjoying the homemade stuff. Alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, all doing really well. Really pleased I made the switch. My wallet's really pleased I made the switch. And I know you made a video recently, Steve.
It's crazy how much cheaper it is.
It's a little bit mental, isn't it? It's good stuff. Yeah. And then I was just gonna. Do you want to chat about kind of nutrients now, or do you want to save that until a little bit later?
Let's get cracking straight away. Go on.
Shall
Tell
we?
us about
Let's
your nutrients.
Okay, so I was just saying in the green room, and of course this is influenced by part from conversations that have been happening on live streams and off of live streams. But I think as a community, we perhaps feel as if we're cracking down now on where nitrate and phosphate is what I mean by nutrients in this context, where they should sit. I'm finding and hearing, but mostly finding in my personal tank, how much my tank appreciates elevated levels of nitrate and phosphate, to the point where I've completely stopped carbon dosing, and I'm dosing nitrate. My phosphate, I'm trying to get up and stay around 0.02, which is where I find it really likes it. So yeah, just thought that was interesting. And the polyp extension, I know I showed you recently, Steve, is unreal. It's so much better than I've seen previously. Yet that number just shouldn't be, where it is supposedly. So just an interesting observation there.
Yeah. Are you finding that as you're putting your nitrates and phosphates up, you're losing any colour?
No.
So the theory behind this that I've learned from others is that the one thing we can't replicate in our glass boxes is the sheer amount of bioavailable phosphate in the ocean. Mm-hmm. Not on a test, like you won't not detectable on a test, but if you imagine a reef is constantly being washed by phytoplankton and
sorry, I do mean 0.2,
and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, it's not hanging around long enough to break down and pollute, but that's a constant food source being washed over our corals and away again.
Yeah.
And we can't do that in our tanks, so we have to have a background level of stuff there constantly present.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's how it's been explained to me, and it makes absolute sense. Like the ocean has got an infinite amount of phosphate and nitrate available, just
Yeah.
at a detectable level. But there's so much of it in terms of weight.
Yeah. And as you say, constantly passing through.
Yeah. So it's almost like a constant supply of 0.01 ppm of phosphate, say, which we can't replicate. We just cannot replicate.
Sure. I think now as well, with all the gear and equipment that we do run, it's pretty easy to have very low nutrients. I mean, my tank has always sat near 0 nitrate, which obviously isn't ideal. And then I was carbon dosing on top of that. My thought process behind that was trying to, because with the NOPOX, it's supposed to help balance your nitrate and phosphate. So I thought, well, if I just carbon dose a tiny bit, is that going to help even things out and get rid of some pest algae? But yeah, to clarify, 0.2, not 0.02. 0.03 is where I used to kind of run it, and it used to say pretty bang on thereabouts. But yeah, just having the skimmer off now, only turning it on for a few hours, feeding a little bit more nitrate dosing as well, and I've seen a real improvement in polyp extension and perhaps growth as well. But I feel that's always quite difficult to judge on your own system because you see it every day.
It's counterintuitive to what we used to think. Like nowadays, a higher phosphate nitrate ratio, much less algae present because your corals are consuming it. I've struggled with nutrients getting them off the floor. Literally undetectable nitrate on a hobbyist test. ICP nitrate at 1 or 2, and I had algae problems. I had bryopsis taking over, and I had diatoms and things like that. And since I've done similar to you, turn off my skimmer and take my Roaphos out and let things climb again, all that's gone away. Like,
yes, exactly. Yeah, as you said, like sandbed as well is looking so much cleaner. I would have to turkey baste it every other day because it'd be covered in diatoms. And
if you want proof in the pudding, if you read through Tony Vargas's Volume 2,
I haven't, no.
So he's got a massive section in his book of literally his favourite reef tanks throughout the world. He's been all over the place, and there's probably about 30 tanks in there, all looking amazing SPS tanks. And if you go through everyone's parameters, they've all got like 40 ppm nitrate, 0.007 phosphate, and it's like, I wasn't taught that.
Sure. I think that's what kind of spurred me to mention it, because I feel like we've all got to that point where we've decided, kind of 0.03 to 0.1 is like an acceptable, and what we're all aiming for in like 5 to 10 maybe maximum nitrate. But I think we've still got a little way to go.
And it's hard to bring it back up.
Yeah, for sure.
I've spent a lot of time trying to bring mine down. I got mine down to really low numbers, like I don't know, 8 or 10 nitrate and 0.03 phosphate. And the problem is you're very close to the bottom then. A little mistake or missed feed and things like that, you're starting to then run the risk of bottoming things out.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to kind of bring that back up slowly so that I've got that kind of leeway to kind of fail every now and then.
Yeah. It can get a bit more complicated as well. Now with the age of ICP and modern tech and more understanding, is like, are we chasing elemental phosphorus? Are we chasing orthophosphate? Yeah. What are we after? What are we measuring? Because different test kits will measure different parts and have a calculation factor in to get to the other and stuff. And it's like, it really gets confusing. So it's understanding. I think it's orthophosphate is the biologically available, uptakeable phosphate as a food source. Yeah. But you can have loads of one and not the other. I mean, I don't understand all of it, but that's the sort of basis behind it, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you don't understand it, we've got no chance.
Yeah, exactly what I was just thinking.
We did have a couple more people pop in the chat, so a quick good evening to, if I can find them again, Amanda. Good evening, Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
Nick and Stacey are with us as well.
Hello.
Who else did we get? We had, of course, Tom Good evening, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
And I want to say there was another one, but I can't find it now, so we'll just move on. What else have you been up to, Harry?
So Gaza makes a really good point just on the last bit on that. I measure it by looking at my corals. You can tell when something's off, can't you?
Yeah.
Which I suppose I've looked at my tank for ages and everything's been fine, healthy, growing, but I haven't seen polyp extension like I see on Instagram. And I think this was it.
We do have a question in the chat for you, Harry. What's the normal phosphate levels in Tangfastic, and how do they vary with the super mix?
I can tell you what's in a Tangfastic, but I don't know anything about the Tangtastics, I'm afraid, Tom. So you have to find someone that knows.
Anything else, Harry? Any kind of last-minute incidents that you might have had?
Perhaps, yeah. I was just scraping the glass and had a little run-in with a blue tuxedo urchin, which was it's a little bit of
just a little prick,
a sting. Yeah. No, they're not too bad, to be fair. It's a little bit bumpy now. I think they're very difficult to get out because they kind of snap quite easily because they're so thin. But they're not venomous, I hope, so we'll be all right.
But if Harry just kind of keels over midstream, we know why.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, painful one.
Anything else from you, Harry?
Don't believe so. Oh, the rest of the distilled water arrived. I had for the ABC reagents. I've had a nightmare with distilled water. I got scammed by a company after ordering a lot of distilled water. And then I ordered it from elsewhere, and they sent me half of the amount. Anyway, it's all here now. It's all ready to go. I've just got to get round to mixing it all up and getting it sorted.
Yeah, Liam's got a good point.
Yeah.
Obviously speaking from experience.
Yeah, sounds it.
Jamie, what have you been up to?
Well, cracking on with filling and circulating this. I've got picked up a couple of bits of equipment now. So I've got one circ pump going on at the minute, another one to go on tomorrow, and I picked my reactor up to get some phosphate going at some point, phosphate removal going. Not as much as I thought. It's been 5 days full of RO, and I've only got about 0.5 phosphate coming out of it. Nice. Interestingly, the KH has climbed up to about 6, so it's obviously the cement and the rock is leaching somewhat. So I think I'm going to drop it again this weekend and fill again with RO, and then set the reactor up and see how we're getting on. So that's all coming along nicely, on track. And other things I've been up to, I have descaled all my power heads today, which is a job I despise doing that. But I was only going to do the frag tank because they were the ones that were worst affected. And, when you have it all set up and you're already covered in splashes and stuff, well, you might as well do the rest. So everything has been done now. And as always, I'm always like, why didn't I do that sooner? Because the flow is just amazing. It makes such a difference. So that was today's chore. Obviously been working from home today, so that's why I did that. It's usually a water change day when I work at home. But yeah, it's all ticking over well. Popped down to AAC earlier today.
Nice.
Just to pick up a few little bits, hence the reactor and another flow pump, and to pay off some of the invoice, which wasn't very fun.
Ouch.
So yeah, and other than that, it's I did a water change on my little planted tank as well today, which doesn't happen very often. I think that's
going to say that's quite a self-sustaining system otherwise, isn't it?
Second water change I've done in 7 months, and that was about 20%. So
nice.
But interestingly, I've sent Steve some footage to show later on. But the reason I've mentioned it is I've got my mangroves in there at the moment, and I was going to show you how they're doing. So
yeah, I've got lots. So I got pretty much all of the videos, not quite all of them, but almost all of them, and I've stitched them in chronologically to one video. So when we go through it, if you want at any point, just say stop and I'll pause it and we can talk about that bit and then move on. I've got the still pictures as well that we can pull up separately. But we'll go through that in a minute.
Yeah,
Jamie,
of course,
quick question for you. How many boos until the little freshwater tank also becomes salty? Because I'm assuming you converted the one behind you for the boos.
I don't bow to peer pressure, Harry.
Mm.
Fresh water all the way. It will stay.
Ooh.
No, as I say, it has got mangroves in it, so it's serving a purpose. It's still
Okay.
serving a purpose.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah, interesting. They're doing so much better in freshwater than they ever did in any of my marine tanks. But that
I hear
probably
that a
could
lot.
also be related to my nutrients being absolutely naffle. So
Yeah.
they are growing well in freshwater until the day I transition them back into my dirty reef.
Yeah, nice.
But keep the booze coming. It's fun.
Just trying to find out what this website was, so if anyone ever wants to get distilled water, they know not to use these.
Steve, I think you might have muted yourself.
I think I might have done. Am I okay again now?
That's it. You're better now.
I
Yeah.
keep doing that. Yeah,
I wasn't going to tell you.
Poor Steve, be thinking, why do they keep ignoring me?
It is a tiger shark. It's I put a bit of money towards the Shark Trust and got a couple of bits of merch from them.
Nice.
Yeah, some quite nice stuff actually.
Excellent.
Yeah, all for a good cause and all that.
So let's see if I can actually navigate to this this video that I made the other day, or that I compiled of all of yours.
Yeah, if people are interested to see it, I'll narrate over it if you like.
No, that's the wrong one.
I've never had that before.
The website is Nordchem, and I'm still waiting to try and get my money back. So they do distilled water and other various pieces. So for anyone that's looking to mix their own something or anything like that, Nordchem, they've got awful Trustpilot reviews and can't get hold of them. Nothing arrived.
Is that
Can't
what-
get my money back.
Is that why you picked them?
Yeah. I've read the reviews first and then decided,
They
you
had
know
them.
what?
They had really good reviews until yesterday, and Harry got on there.
Yeah, exactly. I've left 200 just negative reviews because I said it was next day and it's now been 48 hours. I'm joking.
So Dave just reminded me. I didn't say what I've been up to this week, did I?
Ah.
I've been really good.
Mm.
I haven't bought anything. Had great fun. Salty Banter Live Sunday. Really enjoyed that. That was very entertaining. It went on extra long as well. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hello.
Yeah, and then I got my ICP results.
Oh, for the seawater.
Yes,
Mm.
very interesting. Let me
Okay.
share my screen because I was not expecting anything like this good.
And that was right from the shoreline, right?
This was shoreline at low tide.
Wow. Okay.
Salinity pretty much there. No, I didn't see any condoms there. I think you're thinking of Clacton Beach, sorry. Chloride, sodium, magnesium was a tiny fraction low. Sulfur was a little bit high. Calcium, potassium, bromine, strontium, boron, all pretty much there. And then minor elements,
Yeah.
lithium's pretty good, silicon's still within range, just a little bit high. Iodine, barium, yeah, where is it?
Almost like ATI have set their parameters outside Harwich Harbour, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This is what I thought. So there was one that I think. No, yeah. I mean, the only thing I think I thought was manganese, wherever that one is. Yeah, here. It said not detectable, but then that's really hard to detect
that's
anyway.
Manganese, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Did you get any organics like phosphate and nitrate on that?
yes.
That'd be interesting.
Here. Nitrate was not evaluated for some
Okay.
reason because it was the basic ATI test.
Okay.
Phosphorus and phosphate were, and they were both a little bit
Yeah.
low.
Well, okay.
There
Interesting.
you go.
And this was, so I got this test, and I had the ATI one from Love to Reef, and I thought, you know what? I talked about it for a while. I'm gonna go out and you right there?
Right. Oh,
And yeah, I'm going to go out and I'm going to just take a little sample and see what it's like. And if it's all right, I really wasn't expecting it to be all right. I mean, I'm right near the probably the biggest container port in the UK, Felixstowe. I thought there's no chance this water's going to be any good. Took a sample and sent it off, and obviously it come back like this. And now I'm thinking,
You got
do I get an advanced sample now?
Yeah.
And send that off. But then I was talking with Ron about what's the biologicals test called?
Biometrics, biomics, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now, but whatever that is, he was like, maybe that would be work, but we don't have it in the UK yet, do we? But I was just thinking that was a lot better water quality than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Aqua Biomix. It's just put in the chat.
Yeah.
And I thought, while we've got a water quality expert on the stream, I'd see what you thought of it as well.
That is, considering where you took it from, that is quite surprising, especially coastal. You'd expect. I was expecting a higher nutrient load than that, certainly, just because of runoff waters, whatever it is. But typically, if you was going to collect seawater to use, you'd like to go sort of further out and have your collection vessel a metre or so under the surface or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think you wouldn't want to be using sort of water from the shoreline. I wouldn't have thought, but that's actually pretty good. And like you say, it's quite an industrial coastline, so you would have expected some heavy metals from like fuel oils or something like that getting in. But
I was expecting all sorts in this. Yeah, I was a little bit amazed that it was as good as it was. Like I say, I thought, and because this was the first test to see whether it's worth testing anymore, I thought I'll get it like the worst case I can get from the shoreline at low tide. And if it's any good, and I then do a more advanced test, I can kind of. I've got a couple of piers I can go out on, but as you go out on those piers, you're getting closer to the harbour. So I'm thinking that you probably don't want to be doing that. But what I could do is get it on the incoming tide, and then do it from like the end of one of the groins that go out into the sea. Because at least then I can get like a foot and a half, something like that, down below the surface.
Yeah. I think if you are going to experiment with it, the thing with natural seawater is when you buy natural seawater, Harry's probably going to test this. It is filtered like through micron mesh and stuff, because if you're going to store it for any length of time, that will contain a lot of planktonic stuff, which will die off and pollute it. So if you're going to use it straight away, you might be better, but don't store it and use it a week later, because you'll get a lot of die off and pollution.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Perhaps I'll inquire with my supplier like what microns they're using to filter it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably quite a big grade, because all you're taking out is a sort of single cell plankton, aren't you? So that's quite a big organism in this grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually surprisingly interesting. It definitely warrants a bit more research, I think, for sure.
Yeah. Can you recommend a more advanced testing to do?
don't know. See, all the stuff I have access to is all industrial stuff, testing for completely different things to what we want to know about.
Mm.
So I've got a lot of crossovers from my work into the hobby, but when it comes to things like that, obviously I don't really deal with salt water at work. It's all freshwater, so the test methodologies are quite a lot different. They don't have to knock out the sodium content and stuff like that, so our tests aren't going to work on seawater. But but visibility wise, certainly a lot of the filtration stuff we use at work would be suitable, like in terms of what we want to take it down to, whether it's bag filtration or cartridge filters and stuff. We could play around with stuff like that. But then we're talking again. I'm in the industrial world, and we're talking big units that take tons of water per hour rather than 10 liters an hour. You know what I mean? Like, but in principle, I could have a little chat about it. It definitely piques the interest a bit, seeing that.
Yeah, like I say, I really wasn't expecting that. So I was thinking about maybe picking a different company and a more advanced test and seeing what it comes back at. Now, I've just seen a comment.
Here he is.
From Mark, who does collect his own salt water.
Yeah. Well,
have you ever done an ICP, Mark, on the income? I think we talked about this in the live. I seem to remember you hadn't. Just be really interested to see the results.
And if Mark is storing it like that, but he's also filtering it, that filter probably is breaking down any pollution anyway, like any organic pollution. So that's the purpose of biological filtration, right? It takes the ammoniums and nitrites out and converts it. So that's might work. It's just I would always try and filter out the live stuff, good and bad.
You can even try it, Steve, in your Evo or something, and just see how it does. As I've said on previous streams, there's something about it. It is some kind of magic sauce in there. Like I've referenced it to similar to calc before, how calc does what it's supposed to, raises your pH, your alkalinity, bit calcium, but there's something about it that tanks that run it tend to look a certain way. And there's something about the seawater that I think the inhabitants really appreciate.
Hi, Amy. That's my daughter upstairs, who in this live stream was phoning me non-stop because she wanted to know if I'd bought her Dr. Pepper when I went to the shop. Yes, I did. And it's downstairs in the kitchen.
There you go. That's what YouTube was made for.
Just definitely going to do another ICP on it.
Did you do a taste test at all?
No. I mean, I have when I was younger. I definitely swallowed far too much of that sea than you would normally expect.
Well, at least you know it was good for you. There's no arsenic in it.
Maybe that's why I am like I am today.
But the bacterial side of it, they say about doing a biometric test on it, we're going to see probably a different parasite loading to a tropical ocean anyway. So I don't know whether any pathogens we have probably wouldn't survive the tropical temperatures anyway. I think. You don't know. Yeah. So many questions.
It definitely. I thought it was going to close off any thoughts of using natural seawater from my local vicinity in my tank.
Well, why don't you sort of take a reef builder's approach? Now you've got multiple tanks, perhaps dedicate your small tank to a natural seawater only and just put sacrificial stuff over and see how it does.
Yeah. Make a good series.
Yeah, it would. I'm trying to. I've got a couple of fish in that at the moment that I've put on band that I'm trying to find homes for, and I think maybe when they've gone, I could try it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Try it in a tank that's not attached to anything and have a play. Just invest in a nice big wheelbarrow and you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's going to be the next thing. One potato.
Oh my goodness.
Right, now what we have to do in the chat is keep naming random objects that might be in Steve's house.
Yeah, see if she can find. Oh, I don't know about that.
No. Can you imagine? I'm like a little bit unsure as to how that managed to miss me and everything else as she threw it across the room and didn't break anything. Yes, Amy, we have the potato. Thank you.
Class.
Thanks, Amy.
Right. Anyway,
I've got a bloody tripod in my shop.
don't worry about it, Harry. No one had seen it until you touched it. So, these are your videos.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, at the very sort of start, ugly phase and all that sort of stuff going on. First stuff going in. Crikey, it looks awful, doesn't it? But you've got to start somewhere. Yeah. Just running the 2 Radions at the time. I built it up over time. I had the fresh waters going, obviously. They look all tiny as well. Oh, I do miss them. Do miss them. Here we go. Now, this was the awful purple star polyp invasion I had that took over. It started off as a tiny patch. We're going randomly. This was my powder blue that got a more than white spot. It came out in some awful disease.
That's unlike a powder blue.
I know, right? So if you look at that, it almost looked like anchorworm or something hanging off the side of it. It was so much more than spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I did a course of the Polyp Lab Reef. What's it called now? I forgot now.
Yeah.
Reef Medic, that stuff. Yeah, I went through that for 2 weeks, and it seemed to clear it up. And then obviously I went
found
and
that quite good.
Yeah, it seems to do the trick on this, and then obviously went and bought a UV pretty soon after because I thought I'd get away with it, but no, powder blues need a UV. But interestingly, I bought the powder blue because I was fortunate enough to be hanging around AAC quite a bit, and I knew it had been in quarantine for sort of 2 weeks in copper and worms and all that sort of stuff. Then it was on the sow system, again in copper. Brilliant, all sorted. I've had no issues of disease or anything in this tank whatsoever. Put a powder blue in, boom, it came out. So obviously a live rock based system, it can never be sterile. So if a fish was going to get something, it was that. Pleased to say, came through it, and it's an absolutely banging fish now. Yeah. But yeah, don't gamble with a powder blue.
Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by the chat. I'm trying to work out what's going to come flying in the room next.
When she says croc, does she mean the shoe, or if you
No, we've
purchasing?
we've gone down the Liam route and purchasing lots of crazy animals.
Nice. This was about a year ago. Stuff had started to grow in.
Wow, even from a year from when I saw it.
Maybe it's definitely about a year ago because I still only had 2 lights on the tank then. And a crappy B&Q fan trying to keep it cool, as you can see in the top left. But yeah, the fish are all the same. I've had most of my fish since, I haven't added fish for a long time. The tank's been running for 2 years and 3 months now. Christ, the Stylo looks tiny there, and the Miyake Tort's tiny. That was one of my favourite corals. It's
Nice.
It's called a sexy beast, that one.
It is definitely a sexy beast.
Yeah, the colours that throws out under the orange lens is incredible. I mean, that blue doesn't do it justice. It looks nice naturally as well, but this is really cool. So if you press pause for a minute, Steve, when I was talking about the purple star polyp that took over, these are actually star polyp predatory nudies, which we find on imported star polyps, straight out of the box when they've just landed. Obviously, AAC, we do a load of inspections and stuff. So when these are straight out of the box from the ocean, mariculture and stuff, they're coming quite pest ridden. So there's a lot of dipping involved. But I was lucky enough to be there on the day when we was unpacking a brand new import and plucked off a few of these. So normally this would never reach the shop floor because they're killed in 3 or 4 dip stages behind the scenes. But
Yeah.
picked a few of these out and sort of bring them home. Did you put a few of these videos on, Steve? There's some pictures of them in the actual star polyp.
I think I've got that. Was that a picture or was it a video?
There's one of each, I think.
Okay.
If you go
I
through,
think it might be on next.
so they look like really big burgia. These are about 1 inch long. They're huge as a nudie goes. I know
No,
we've gone
it's
past
not
it,
on
but
next.
when you see them inside the actual star polyp, you'll realise how invisible they are. They really blend in. They actually look like a purple star polyp.
Yeah, I think I might not have put that on because I thought, why is he sending me so many pictures of the same thing?
I sent you a picture with like a red circle on it to highlight where the actual nudie was.
Yes, I think that was just a picture, wasn't it?
That was, yeah.
It's amazing how they replicate their
Oh, that's so cool.
A lot of ocean creatures do, but some of the nudibranchs that replicate these things. It's fascinating.
See, I love all that sort of stuff. I love that part of the reef. Like,
It's
so look,
crazy.
you can't really even distinguish which bit is the nudie there.
Yeah.
It's a slightly lighter colour, but they blend in so well. And just cruise around all day, chomping on your star polyp. So, I mean, pretty crap if you like your star polyp, but I was quite happy they were doing it. So, and obviously, if you was in a shop buying a rock of, these have like some of them, if they're feeding on green star polyp, they turn green. They sort of ingest the innards of the coral they're eating and turn that colour to blend in. So you could quite easily buy a lovely big plate of star polyp and not even see these in plain sight, unless of course the shop has dipped them and done all the proper stuff. But so I thought that was pretty cool. Just put that in there just to show people another way I tried to get over this star polyp invasion.
Yeah.
Was it effective?
It was going really, really well until my silver belly wrasse found nudies.
I was just about to say, have you not got wrasse?
Yeah. I actively saw him pull one out and eat it after about 5 days of it being in there. And then when he realised there was one, he found all the other 4 or 5 I put in. So they were good. They weren't wrasse proof.
No.
We can't hide that well.
Right.
And then
those racks look rather nice.
Yeah, I thought I'd throw in some, seeing as we got the man himself here.
I
These are the
wonder if anyone was to want a frag rack like that, where they might be able to go to get one.
There you go.
See, this is why I come on these streams.
Little plug for Harry and Marine Spec. These were totally bespoke and made. I just wanted a nice looking frag rack than my crappy egg crate concoction. And Harry made these perfectly from scratch, even to the size I said. Even I didn't even consider putting the name in there. That was H's idea. So yeah, they come out really good. Just don't show what they look like now because might be involved.
I think they are featured in a video later on.
Oh
yeah. But no, they're really cool and done me a great turn.
They survived your pressure washer then?
Absolutely, yeah. That was when I was having the bryopsis trouble. I took them out and pressure washed the whole lot, and it came back. But they look pretty crisp when they first went in. And if you look at the top, you can see the mangrove root from the mangrove that was in there, which we'll come to.
Okay.
Just a part of my clean-up crew in the frag tank.
Yeah.
Not that there's too much in there, but no, just one of my favourite fish is the scarlet scooters. I think they're awesome little dudes.
Is that your 6 line that is quite docile, like mine?
Yeah, no trouble at
yeah.
all with that 6-line wrasse, and I use my frag tank as a fish holding tank, and every fish that's in my main tank really is passed through the frag tank, and the 6-line has been fine. You put this just to remind me.
Yes, yeah. I thought, what could we do to help out? Let's remind him of this nightmare.
Yeah, well, bear in mind this was after I'd had about 40 towels down and dried it, and it just kept on coming.
I thought you were going to say beers then.
This is the bit that I really liked.
This was like on day 3.
Oh no!
Just
Oh,
it was everywhere, and obviously that's what's led to me to drain down the big tank and re-level it all. So
yeah.
Just you can obviously see the powder blues are in a much happier state here. I'd still
nice.
see that was probably nearly a year ago. Looking at the size of some of the corals there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they look quite monstrous there.
Yeah, and it's some of you might have seen this on the Discord and stuff. Just the scape of how the 8 foot's come together.
Yeah, looking good.
Bare rock. Yeah, I'm happy with it. There's lots of shelf space, lots of caves and swim throughs, and lots of areas to sort of mount coral.
Just couldn't be any better. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm dead
good.
chuffed at how it's come out, especially once it's
amazing.
grown in and corals have taken shape. Because that's the thing. It's you have to sort of scape a tank.
Yeah.
Not made to look picture perfect, because it's gonna you've got to think about how it's going to grow and how the coral is going to add another sort of 8 to 10 inches probably height on it, and the long goal, isn't it? You got to think of the long game.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. It's solid. It looks good. It's yeah. I'll show you it again in about 3 years' time. It might look all right.
Yeah, it's the start of a long journey, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's the. You can see where the urchins have been on the print there, Harry. Look, they're bringing the yellow back.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. I will give it a good clean, to be fair. This is fairly. Is this one of the recent ones, Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're quite recent now.
Looks fairly good now. Stuff. Everything's growing into each other now and starting to get a little bit of shading and stuff going on. So it probably needs a bit of a prune in places. But I plan to move quite a lot of my bigger colonies out of here into the big tank eventually.
That's amazing how your soft corals just growing through that little gap surrounded by SPS.
Yeah, they were not put there intentionally.
No.
Those were buds of
they
green
migrated.
Yeah, just landed somewhere and have come back. So, but yeah, they're fine. Bit of
fluffy.
Yeah, they're in a good spot. These are right on a bit of an outcrop, so they get a lot of flow from an MP60 just there, which again have all been cleaned and descaled today, so the flow's like much better than that again. But it's looking quite full really at the moment. It's looking quite full. And then we got obviously these 2 tanks are on the same system, so they share a sump, so it's the same water all the way through, and same lighting schedule, same everything really. So yeah, and there we go. There's the freshy tank grown in quite well now.
Yeah, I was going to put a little boo on the screen for this, but the mangroves look so good in it. Cool. I didn't.
Yeah. So honestly, the mangroves have done so well in here. I've got a nutrient layer as a base capped with some gravel for the plants, obviously, but I'll take you around the mangroves in a bit. They just weren't doing too well in the saltwater tanks. This is the one I put in first, and it went from 2 leaves to that in about 2 months, which for a mangrove is pretty damn quick.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been struggling with mangroves, and I'll just retrieve my one because I've had it on the windowsill to try and give it more natural light, and you can see here I put a load of soil in it to help. Mm-hmm. And I changed the water to make it less saline, and there's still no sign of any leaves popping out of it at all.
Do you think oxygen levels in the water are important? That's a complete guess, but as it's so static and still in there, would that make a difference?
Could be. They do like a high nutrient base. I've read up quite a bit on mangroves, and obviously where they grow, when the propagules drop, they basically drop into mud, which is almost anaerobic, nutrient-laden crap. Obviously, they're washed with fresh water all the time, right? So, but you can even buy, like Julian Sprung sells a specific mangrove mud to grow mangroves. I don't go that far with them. I just I think they do better with a substrate. When you've got dangling roots not doing much, they tend to put a lot more energy growing down to try and find something to latch onto than they do growing up.
Have you got any
That
life
makes
source
sense.
left, Steve, at the forest?
Yes.
Maybe try something like that.
Yeah, there's been a few comments in the chat saying they need way more light.
Loads of light.
Okay.
Yeah. But so that's probably one of the reasons why mine have taken off in this freshie tank as well, because they're right beneath the daylight. So yeah, that could well be it. But I would definitely try and grow them in a brackish setup or freshwater. Mine's in answer to Liam. That's fully freshwater. They're growing with aquatic plants and house plants, and a nutrient base. But yeah, they will go back into a marine tank. And this one I put in a couple of weeks back, and it's already got 2 new leaves. So that was doing
crazy,
nothing.
isn't it? Yeah.
It did nothing for 6 months, absolutely nothing, and it was right under a reef layer as well. But you can see a lot of those you'll see in a minute. The red roots as I come to just up here. That's all the mangrove roots. So it's got a huge base on it, and they extend right down into the substrate.
Look at that.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a view of the room as of last night.
Yep.
Still, once this tank is lit properly, I think it'll be a lot more dramatic and imposing. It will look it's just got 2 crappy Evolution Aqua tube lights on it at the moment, which is what I needed for the freshwater. But,
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
What are
look
you lighting it
phenomenal.
with?
What am I going to be lighting it with?
Yeah.
It's a delicate question, Harry. It's a delicate question.
I'm waiting to hear the answer.
Yeah.
It's
I think
so
I know the answer.
I'm aiming high. I'm thinking Strattons.
Yeah.
Because Strattons seem to be, they look sexy, they got the best reviews, they look really, really good, and the light output's amazing. It's just I need 3 of them, and they are a little bit pokey on the price front.
Are you going to see them with your
Yeah,
hood?
I mean, I won't because I'm a short ass, but you can see them if you're over 5'11", you'll see them.
Invite Dan round to
Yeah,
Harry Strattons. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Trouble
perhaps
is, though,
not.
he'll also see all the muck on top of the tank, which I can't see. So, yeah, but that's basically, in a nutshell, a run through of the fish room as it is now. You see,
Hot
Oh,
off the press,
excellent.
look.
Yeah.
Paul said 3 for 2.
3 for 2. That'll be nice. Very
If
good.
you pay for 3, you get 6. Have a look.
Yeah, AliExpress. Do AliExpress do Strattons now? Do they? That's quick.
They do a knockoff
I
one,
do,
yeah.
Do they really? No
Yep.
way.
Yeah,
That didn't take
and
long.
it looks scarily similar. I would be really interested to pull one apart and look inside it. Definitely.
What's the sort of price difference like? Are they miles
Oh
cheaper?
yeah,
A bit?
they're like 300 quid or something, I think.
No way.
Yeah,
I mean, 300 quid's still 300 quid, but it's worth having a look at one, right?
and I believe Mark from Ocean Sea Products is taking one to Aqua.
What, a fake Stratton?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Well, that'd be awesome to have a look at that. Nice one, Mark. The downside is, though, to obviously the AliExpress stuff, is that if it goes bang, you're pretty shafted, aren't you? Like,
And I think maybe we shouldn't call it fake Stratton. Maybe we should call it like Stratone
LED
or something.
Pro. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I did, when we were talking about it the other day, I did have a little look, and they look incredibly similar.
I mean, for the guys that have already bought one, that's pretty depressing, right?
Yes. Yes, it is a little bit. But I do probably need another 2.
Yeah, it's just look. I mean, all jokes aside, they could be good. It's just, are they going to have the same functionality and controllability and all that interface?
That's usually the caveat, isn't it?
I mean, maybe their app will be better.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how high the bar has been set so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is why, like, I started out with Radions on the 6 foot tank, and then when I wanted to add more lights, I was kind of like stuck to radians then, because I want them all on the same app and same spectrum and same controllability. So that's the trouble. Once you've got one, you kind of have to stick to the same model, really, if you want to keep them all on the same platform.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, Strattons would be the pinnacle. But I'm also considering, I quite like the Orfex. I think Orfex for bang for the buck are pretty good lights as well.
There you go. And here they are.
Oh, they're even in the sort of 3 or 4 stages as well, like, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
So in fact, I think those ones are 204s. So this one's got more LEDs in it, and it's $543.
How do
as
they get away
opposed
with
to 1,500 quid.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'd like to see one. I'd like to see someone using it before
Sure.
I don't want to be the guinea pig, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's... when I think back to my AliExpress UV,
This is it.
it makes me nervous. But that's a big price difference.
Yeah. No, it really is. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of the look and the profile and the size, and there's no fans, and that's why I'm liking them. And the power consumption is a bit less than the equivalent in Radeons as well. So
Yeah, so it's a lot less. I think so I can probably do it live. If I click on the right link here, I should be able to open up my one and look at the consumption that has at the moment, which we will do any second now. Share screen. And add that. So here we are. We're currently on this ramp down, but it's using 50 watts of power.
right, what does it peak at?
About 130, I think, 120.
It's impressive.
Yeah, that is good, isn't it?
And at the moment, my par at 30 centimeters is 300.
Well, that's interesting. Is that the light telling you that, or have you got a par meter somewhere?
No,
telling you?
that's the light telling you that, and it's a little bit optimistic for the first couple.
Right.
But for 60 centimeters, it is absolutely bang on.
Okay. So do you take a measurement of a par meter and then tell the light what you're measuring, and it holds that as a value? Or?
Nope. No, it just knows.
Okay.
It makes some assumptions about your water clarity and stuff like that, and surface flow. The disturbance on the surface and things like that for refraction. But yeah, I tested it with the Parwise Pro, stuck that in, and I was surprised how close that was to what the Parwise was saying.
Good. That's really good.
That to me seems like a feature that every manufacturer needs to implement going forward, because if it can be done by whatever calculation, I think that's just a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah, because even if it's not 100%, okay, that's not 100%, but it's out by 10% or 8% or
the thing
40,
is, we're not
whatever
working.
it is.
Yeah. When we're placing a coral, we're not thinking this needs to be at 206 par. We say, this needs to be within a par range of around 100, probably.
Yeah.
So I think to have even an estimate without having to measure it manually is really helpful.
Yes. Yeah, I was really impressed with it, and the app there's not much more to it than this. It's you've got your different light presets along here, and I've added some of my own. So they are my own, but all I did was took the ones that I liked here and made just very minor adjustments to them to tweak them to how I wanted them to look, and then saved them and set it up here. I worked out the other day how to add extra data points in there.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with it. Like I say, the only thing that looks a bit weird on my tank is the cable comes out the side rather than the back, but that's because it's designed to be the other way. It's just because of the shape and size of my tank and the size of that light. It's way too big for the tank. It already almost overhangs front and back. So if I turn it the other way, it will overhang front and back. So yeah, that was the reason why I kind of went away. And as Dan just said, the flex.
That's it. I think I could get away with two of the larger flexes as opposed to 3 of the middle-sized Stratton, which might make more financial sense. The only reason I was thinking of 3 individual units is because I've got 2 brace bars on this tank. So I've got three 2-foot square holes.
Yeah.
So 3 of the middle size fit perfectly across. Just to keep my OCD okay, you know.
Is your rock work any closer to the rear of the tank than it is the front glass?
It's pretty central. So I've got about an 8-inch gap at the front and about a 6-inch gap at the back. Reason being is, maybe controversially, my favourite view of the tank is through the side. I love the side boob view.
Nice.
that depth perception. So I've made it so I'm going to put a little testing desk at the side of the tank around here where my small sort of softy tank was.
Nice.
And I've got a view right down the sort of the long viewing pane then. So I've made it that there's swim throughs everywhere. Plus also I want to be able to belt the flow around. So I want a nice gap at the back and a gap at the front. But it's pretty central. Yeah, it's pretty central.
Will you be running ozone?
Not really. I haven't considered that yet. I'm not in a rush to put ozone on there.
Put loads of stuff on. Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't know if I'll get the massive benefit from it just yet. I'll put a pretty chunky UV on there, and I find I can maintain decent clarity with that. ORP out here seems to be okay.
Yeah.
My ozone hasn't switched on for almost a week.
Yeah. Your ORP sits
it's really
high. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've got that 48 watt Deltec UV on it.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then the ozone on top. I mean, I used to fluctuate between kind of 370 and 410. I poked a bit of ozone into it, and then from that point on, it fluctuates between 450 and 385, something like that.
Have you considered double checking with another, even like a cheap one, like I'm going to do, just to see if it is somewhat calibrated?
I'm quite happy with my delusion at the moment. No, I think it would be a good idea. Yeah, you're right.
It does seem like really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a gadget or a tweak you can make.
Sure.
Who knows? I might find, and which probably will happen now I've said it. Every tank runs differently, so although I don't need one on this system, I might be struggling with something on this and have to play it differently. I don't know. It's part of the fun, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, working it all out, working out all the kinks.
Yeah, but that's why I always enjoy chatting to everyone on these sorts of streams, because everyone's got a reef that's working, but everyone's got it working differently.
Sure.
Yes.
And no matter what problem you face or what works well for you, doesn't work well for someone else. And it's just finding out what parameters sort of cross over. So basically, if I can't get something working for me, someone in this chat will have an answer for me, and hopefully vice versa.
I think it's really interesting in the tank tours when you see people showing you their tank and you look through and you think, I hadn't thought of solving that problem in that way.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to look at different ways to approach the same or resolve the same problem. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And by the way, thanks Liam for the link for the light, because there was no way I was going to start searching for that while on the live stream. Oh, and
Yeah.
I've got another thing I can share here. This is Mark collecting seawater.
That's
There
what
you
you
go.
need.
Yeah, that looks like a great little device.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Looks
that's
like a
a
good
little
spot as
petrol
well.
pump.
Yeah.
Reverse your Bowser down the ramp. Boom.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Get a Princess Peach at the same time.
Nice.
Those of you old enough to have played Mario Brothers.
Oh yes.
Emma, no, you don't need a permit. Apparently,
It's a
and Mark might be
ridiculous
able to correct me or give me the number in the chat. I think you have to like collect 50 million cubic gallons
Yeah,
of
something ridiculous.
water before you need a permit. It's some crazy number, like way more than you're ever going to collect. So
Yeah. But
A
technically, you're
million
not allowed to
gallons.
take rocks from some beaches
yeah, or sand.
or sand. Yeah.
What about a bottle from Greece?
Yeah,
Got the
you're
seawater.
definitely not allowed to import water from other countries. Harry.
No. No.
I think you're really brave with that. I would be petrified.
Why? I'm always putting seawater in my tank.
Did you hear about this, Jamie?
No. What's Harry imported illegally now?
I'll let Harry explain it.
I've done it twice. I just get a bottle of seawater from Greece because I appreciate that the seawater here, the bacteria isn't going to be in the same kind of heat. And I just it goes in the bottle the day we leave, the day we get home. I pour it in the tank. Bit of biodiversity. I go out far enough. Yeah, I don't see any harm to it. Honestly, I don't even filter it.
Fair enough. Import those pathogens. Why don't you?
Why not? Why not?
No.
No,
Okay.
I can't recommend it, but I don't know. Maybe try it.
An interesting comment from Mark. This was exactly my thought if anyone asked me what I was doing. Yeah, you're just doing your bit for helping
perfect.
to fight back against rising sea levels.
One Bowser at a time.
Yeah.
So we've got to that point where I can start to interrogate you now, Jamie.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Was that the loosener? Was it? And now we're into
Yeah.
the hard stuff.
Yeah, now we're going to start interrogating you and
Okay.
ask you all the questions. So I did have a question about tattoos, but we've kind of covered that, so I'm not gonna ask that one now. But what kind of originally drew you to reef keeping? You had freshwater. Was it just like a natural evolution of freshwater, or did you always want to do it, or quite how did the seawater come along first?
No, I reckon it's probably the same for a lot of people in this hobby, in the fact that I've just been fascinated by what lives beneath the surface for like forever. And as a kid, I was just obsessed with sharks and the sea. And I would be if we went to the beach for a day, I wouldn't be out of the water. And I was just obsessed with it. And then, I got mum and dad pestered me into. We've always had a pond growing up. I pestered them into getting a fish tank. I got one when I was about 7, just some little fancy goldfish and the usual stuff you get as a 7-year-old kid, and that was it. That was the bug. And then all through school and whatever I did, I was just always reading about fish and interested in going to the beach and rock pooling and all that sort of stuff. And then I got my first ever job in an aquatic centre, and then I decided that when I was about 18, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I went to uni and did zoology and marine zoology just because it was something I was really interested in. And then I've been in it. I've been immersed in it. I've been obsessed by the sea from a young age. And then I've kept reef tanks. I've kept pretty shit reef tanks when I was younger. Let's be honest, they was all soft coral dominant and brown and just mushroom covered rocks and things. And I always said to myself is I want to do a reef tank properly, but I won't do it until I can properly do it. And obviously getting to sort of the age where we got my own place. I don't envisage moving. I thought, well, now's the time to do it properly. So, yeah. As with everything I do, I kind of, when I get into something, I get really into something. Like there's no half measures. So it's kind of gone a bit crazy. It's the whole garage. I spent a load of money converting this garage. It was a crappy prefab garage in the garden with an asbestos roof. Basically gutted it, took it all apart, rebuilt the garage with the vision of that's the fish room, and the rest is history. It's 8 years old now, and just been a little bit obsessed, really. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a bit of a long-winded answer, sorry, but yeah. We're guessing my age now by looks of it.
Yeah, I was like, why have I got loads of numbers appearing on my screen? I'd missed the comment at the top.
Yeah. Someone's pretty much bang on.
Yeah. Is there not two people that are pretty much bang on?
Yeah, I am. I'm approaching middle age. Oh, look, Rob popping up with 72. God, you're not younger than me, Rob.
My daughter's clearly after something.
Oh, she's a very nice girl, Amy. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Although she did say 21 was ancient the other day.
Oh, should be offended then.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm 40 next year, so I'm looking to do something for my 40th, and my ambition is, or my bucket list thing is, I want to go in a cage of great whites in South Africa.
Wow.
So saving up for doing something like that, which would be epic.
Surely
Also,
you don't want the great whites in the cage with you.
No, right. So I want to do the cage dive and see a great white in the flesh, but I also would love to at some point do a free dive with sharks, as in any shark. So
do it in the UK.
Oh, technically I've done that. I've seen dogfish and stuff, but that doesn't. Okay. I mean, like shark. I want to be in the water with something naughty. But
you should have done it before Liam got rid of his. You could have gone and got in his reef tank.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. But yeah, so yeah, that 40 next year. I want to do something like that, but we'll see. I probably won't be able to. I bought 3 Strattons. I'm not doing none of that shit, am I? So,
so I won that paddy course from the reef sensor stuff that I was doing. I'm like halfway through the course now.
Nice.
I've realised that what I've won is just the e-learning. And when you come to pay for the actual practical, it's pretty much the same price as buying the practical and the lesson in a classroom anyway. But at least it's given me a head start, I guess. But yeah, I think it would be really interesting to go on a dive holiday.
Yeah. So I did I think the paddy's really good because you can go to say the Red Sea and do your paddy course in a day that lets you dive to sort of 15, 20 meters or whatever, which is awesome. I took the BZAC route, which is the British Sub-Aqua Club, and did the first ocean diver course, which allows you to go to 20 meters. Yeah. Which is great because you actually learn a lot of the theory behind it, and it's like I think it's a 10 or 12 week course, isn't it, Harry? One lesson a week.
Yeah, it's quite long. Yeah.
And then we did the practicals of that was to go up to Stony Cove in Leicestershire and do loads of dives through like aeroplane fuselage and stuff and do all your training like that. So it's really good. And then we did a lot around Swanage Pier and things in the UK. I've never done a dive other than a sort of touristy one in Turkey. I've never done a proper dive on a reef. I'd love to go and do that. But then also, I've been over in Thailand, and to be fair, the stuff you see over there, you don't have to scuba. You can snorkel and see everything you want to see because everything's in the sort of top 5-10 meters. So just snorkeling around Thailand in the Andaman Sea, you're seeing like anemones with clownfish in and barracuda under outcrops and stuff. So don't put pressure on yourself that you have to go and be a scuba diver. You can see a lot as a free diver.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, scuba diving is great fun, but yeah, paddy would be. If I was to go on holiday, I'd probably do a paddy course just to refresh myself and be away with it.
Yeah. I sense a little group trip on the horizon eventually.
Yes.
Once we're all
Yeah.
millionaires. Yeah.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, next year.
There you go. You can come on Jay's 40th. We'll go to do all.
His 40th dive
Yeah.
bash.
Instead of going to Reefapalooza, we're going to go to
Yeah.
the Red Sea and we're going to go diving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Steve, do you know what Matt is referring to? Because I can't
Yes,
think of what.
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
What is he meaning?
So the other day, I was doing my paddy course
Ooh.
training, and I have an actual notebook. I take actual notes for things, and I have one that I use every day at work. But I thought I don't want to use my work one for the notes for the paddy course, so I'll use another one. And I opened my drawer to get one out, and the first notebook in there was a Tropical Marine Centre one. So I took that out and I started taking my notes in it. And then I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity for a wind up. So I took a picture of the screen of my laptop with the paddy dive course progress on and the Tropical Marine Centre notebook next to it. Sent a picture to Harry and Matt and said, halfway through my paddy course for the upcoming trip, TMC have asked me to go out to Hope Reef with Jamie Craggs to film for their 3rd anniversary. And these two were like, oh my God, I can't believe it. You're so lucky.
I'm not going to lie. The penny has only just dropped. I was fully convinced and very upset. Oh dear.
Yeah, and I had to comment because I was then busy trying to do something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
and I didn't get to my phone for about 45 minutes, an hour or something.
Oh,
and I looked at it, I'm like, no guys, I haven't really. They're not really sending me anywhere. I just thought it would be a good wind up.
Oh dear. Yeah, that didn't even clock.
Trying to plant the seed, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to send me out to Indonesia to go diving, I'm fully up for that. But I don't think they will do.
We need. What can we promote? One of those. Oh, I've always wanted to try one of those things you hold that has the like jet in it that pulls you along. They're really cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure we can get a whole load of products to endorse to cover the costs.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Right. Where did we get to? What is your dream coral or fish? You know, you're getting that tank. It's getting salty slowly. What would be your ultimate thing to add?
Oh, do you know what? I thought about this one. The dream coral is not so much the coral, but I want to have big colonies. I want to grow out some of my macros to sort of 12, 18-inch proper colonies, because not many people have the opportunity to do that. And I think it will look much more like a natural scape with fewer massive colonies. It will take me some time. I've got a couple that are sort of 8, 10 inches now. So I want to go for that. Obviously, I really like high polyp extension acros. So something like a big tabling confetti or something like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
If it was that big. Fish-wise, my favourite marine fish of all time, always has been since 15, 20 years ago, always a regal angel. Just absolutely think they're the most beautiful fish that you can get in a reef tank. Stunning. So I've got one. I'm happy, privileged enough, whatever you want to call it, to have one. So I don't really have anything I'm chasing. I'd love to get an Achilles tang, because I think they're stunning as well.
Yeah.
Arseholes, but stunning. So that's a potential. But there is one fish I've proper fallen in love with recently, which I'm never going to be able to get because it's over $1,000. It's about this big. It's a candy basslet in AAC, and I can't stop looking at it. And I think I like cryptic fish, that you might not see every day, but that one day it pops out.
It's exciting when you do,
and it grabs your interest. And that is like the most stunning little neon package, about that big.
Yes.
So that's one fish I would love to have. If I pulled out a lucky scratch card tomorrow, I'd go straight down AAC and buy that 100%. But yeah, I'd No. Other than that, my fish my taste is pretty like. I'm not one of those that likes the latest named acro or the latest designer clownfish, anything like that. I'm like for example, clownfish. I don't think you can beat the natural Ocellaris.
Yeah,
No,
I agree.
I think that's the best looking one.
Yeah.
So yeah, fish wise for me, it would probably be that candy basset. I would say if money wasn't an object, but Regal Angel is my all-time favourite. Stunning fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Someone's commented whose radiation meter it keeps going off. I do keep hearing a little dong every now and then. I don't know what it is.
It was a brrr.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like an interferency microphone-y thing. But I also hear the dong. Hopefully it's not me again.
I don't know. I've knocked my drink on the microphone a few times. Could that be it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh, that's what I was hearing.
No, it was almost the same sound as when a guest enters the green room, and it keeps making me look down to see who's joined.
How are the jellies doing, Steve?
They're doing good. I've in preparation for the ceiling being skimmed. What you can't see is, apart from my desk, this side of the room is completely empty. So where they were sat is not there anymore. So I've had to move it over there until I've got the ceiling skimmed and painted and everything and can put the other stuff back. We did a little video, Amy and I, on cleaning them out.
Nice.
Yesterday, I think that was, last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I've edited that and kind of uploaded it all ready to go live. So I've got episode 2 and 3 of the Jellyfish Tank series ready to go live in YouTube now. So
nice.
no excuses for them going live. And Jellyfish Tank series video 4 is yet to be recorded, but that's probably just going to be a kind of wrap up of the experience of having them. And the one thing I have noticed though, because before I did the video last night, that tank was sat on the edge of my desk here, and I spent way too long just looking at the jellyfish when I should have been doing other things. They are when just watching them kind of go round, they're really mesmerising.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe if I was to go back and do it again, maybe wouldn't do it with moon jellyfish.
Okay.
There are lots of other varieties out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be tempted to try one of them, and maybe I'll do that next when these ones kick the bucket. Maybe I'll try a different jellyfish in there. So I do quite like having the tank sat in there. It is
something different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a very modern lava lamp.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. It's got that same kind of aesthetic and that kind of soothing nature of watching a lava lamp. But it's alive. So
yes.
Yeah.
Must feed
really
it.
Cool. Yes. So with the exception then, Jamie, of your epic fish room flood, what's been your biggest challenge in reefing so far?
Biggest challenge in reefing? Ooh, I mean, I'm probably just embarking on it right now, right? Upscaling all this. But I don't know, I think my reefing journey's been made up of lots of little challenges. Just when you think you've sussed something else F's you up the A, doesn't it? So,
yes.
At the moment, my skimmer's driving me bloody mad. It's just working absolutely fine, and then randomly will just shit itself and over skim. And I'm like, what has happened? I've had the pump apart. There's no snails in it. There's nothing. It's just, I don't know why it's doing it, and it's driving me insane.
Random thing, but have you added any new tubing?
No. Okay. I'm thinking it's an after effect of adding the Flux RX about a month ago. Maybe that's knocking about and doing something, but I don't know. I just can't explain that one. Challenges. There's always challenges, isn't there? getting nutrients off the floor. I just can't seem to raise nutrients. So I've now had my skimmer off for a month and turned all the rower reactor off. That's starting to creep up, but I think I've said it on the live before. It's just defies all logic in my head that I should go out and buy phosphate and buy nitrate. Why am I doing this? Never thought I'd be doing that. But
that's where I was for a really long time, trying to avoid it, and then I sort of caved in. I thought I'll just make my own, but actually it's quite hard to get. There's two different types. There's sodium. Anyway, there's two different types. One of them is sodium based, which is preferable, but it's also used for making bombs. So it's quite
sodium
hard
nitrate or sodium nitrate.
Yeah, and then there's
is it not potassium nitrate that you use to make bombs?
No, that's the one you can get, right?
Potassium nitrate.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's like what is in Weed Killer that you use to make pipe bombs.
Yeah, just to be safe,
how many
Harry,
times did you say bomb before it? Yeah, before the stream. Yeah.
Oh, we just had someone join called FBI.
Yeah.
So what your thoughts on dosing nitrate and phosphate? Obviously, you don't want to go out and buy them because, it just seems a little bit silly. But in terms of, say, they were free and readily available, what would your thoughts behind doing that be?
I'm trying not, or I haven't done it for a while now. I've stopped it because my thought process is that if I keep artificially adding nitrate, the system will just become dependent on it.
Sure.
And then it's another thing for me to forget and bomb out, isn't it? So
yeah.
I've stopped adding it naturally. I did put a few more fish in a while back and added a few extra feeds on my auto feeder. Try and do it the fun way. But so I won't. I've not added any artificial nitrate or phosphate for a while now. Yeah, but just because I didn't want to build up a dependency. I still dose the like AB plus and aminos and stuff, which I think contribute a bit, probably just enough. But I've stopped doing it now.
Yeah, even if not contributing nitrate and phosphate, I suppose they're contributing food.
I think the trouble is now our systems are so much cleaner. Like with the invention of like roller mats and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just takes out too much.
Yeah.
It takes out, and I don't have my whole system running through it. It's on a separate pump to bypass it. But filtration has gotten so bloody good. Yeah, I think we're taking out a lot of waste before it's got a chance to naturally decompose into those compounds.
That's one thing I'm definitely going to do on the bigger tank is I'm going to get a bigger roller mat, but I'm going to make a bypass so you can run a percentage of the water through it to stop.
Fantastic.
It's skimming through. I've just seen a comment from Ron saying, "Good luck, everyone. I've got to go. Power cut." So I sent this picture to Ron earlier, like saying, "Is your battery backup charged up? Because it looks like you've got a big storm coming." It's like, everything's ready, generator's ready and everything.
Oh, bless him.
And he's just messaged saying, just got a heartbeat notification that everything's gone offline. So off he goes to the GC to start the generator up. Good luck, Ron.
We love you, Ron. Good luck.
Funnily enough, on the topic of reef mats and notifications, my Red Sea has just informed my mats run out. So,
excellent.
Run out or about to run out?
No, it's been about to run out for a week. It keeps telling me it's going to run out. It's not the calibration, not the best.
Underestimates, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's now gone. So that's my job for straight after this.
Excellent.
Yeah. Good old technology.
Cool. I've quite enjoyed while we've been talking. There's been a lot of jellyfish jokes in the chat. So if you're watching this back, go back about 15 minutes and turn the chat on and look through. There's been quite a few jellyfish jokes.
Oh dear, yeah. I'll go back and read those. I won't be rude now.
My next question is about your Instagram pictures.
Okay.
You have some phenomenal pictures on Instagram. What is your secret? Because I've tried all sorts of things to get decent pictures of my coral. And
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I thought mine were pretty crap. One thing I found really good is stopped using orange lenses because I think they go a bit too far, and I much prefer now a yellow lens. The yellow lens is a lot more subtle, so I use a yellow lens, and sometimes I put the macro on top of it to get a nice close up. But in terms of editing, I just use the normal iPhones. I don't use any editing software, just normal iPhone stuff. And sometimes I just play around with the contrast and black point to start with, and then just tweak it a little bit. But I really like Tidal Gardens' approach to photography, in the fact that they'll give you 5 photos of the same coral, like no filter, orange filter, yellow, and you'll get a range. So I try and mix it up a bit. And there's plenty of people better than me at photography and stuff. But yeah, this is just iPhone stuff. It's iPhone and maybe a yellow lens and a bit of tweaking, but it's really difficult. Reef tanks are so hard to photograph because no matter what I do, it looks nothing like what I can see behind me right now. I just can't get it right.
Your colours there are really nice.
Yeah, that Cyphastra is like really, really easy to play with as well because it doesn't move.
Yeah.
I found having met a few of you guys and had a few people over now, the thing I think I'm going to invest in next is going to be a gimbal for like that steady motion picture.
Yeah. Okay.
Because mine are quite erratic and that could be better. But hey, look, I'm not a vlogger or anything like that. It's just amateur stuff with an iPhone and a yellow lens. Yeah, I mean, photography. Some of the guys that do the reef photography and stuff, it's a hobby in itself, isn't it? You can get so much high-end equipment and special stuff that I wouldn't know where to begin. Really wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah, I mean, so I've got a dedicated macro lens and a full-frame digital SLR camera, and I can't get anywhere near what you're getting with your phone.
Well, do you know one tip I maybe share is when I do photograph the tank for the best colours, I have the room lights on as well. I think it's far too difficult for me to get a good picture with just the tank lights in the dark room. So I have the room lights on, and it just seems to give that illumination from the front as well.
That's interesting.
I do that with a AI blade, to be fair. So I turn the lights off and then have an AI blade in front of the tank. Same kind of effect.
Yeah. Maybe try that, Steve. See if the room lights make a difference. But that's
I'll give it a try. It's I mean, I was even looking at like the lens dippers that you can get.
Yeah.
To so you can push into the water and get a really good picture. But yeah, I don't know. It struck me when I saw some of your pictures that they were really, really good. I seem to remember, I think it was Ryan's Reef posted a picture up, and I commented on that, and I was really impressed with the picture, and I said to him, wow, how did you get that picture? And then he showed me that he used one of these with the macro adapter on it. Yeah. And I'm like, that's mental. You know, I've got like a couple of grand's worth of camera equipment that can't get anywhere near that.
Yeah. That's the thing. You buy these kits with all the different lenses in, and I only use one. I don't touch anything else. Yeah. No, they're good. I think when Joe came down, Scottish Reefer Joe, he's the one that got me onto the yellow lens because he was just taking footage of my tanks, which I was like, I've never got footage that good, and it was like, I just use a yellow lens, and I was like, okay, so I bought one, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's really good.
So interestingly, depending on what colour your lights are at, the different lenses work better. So I've found this for compensating the light. Sometimes the orange is better. So I think it kind of goes yellow, then orange, and then if you stack the both of them, if it's really, really blue, you need to stack the both of them. So when I had Red Sea Reef Lead 90s, I had to use the orange one because the yellow one, everything still looked really blue. So it's just a case of being able to pick the right lens for the amount of blue that you're using at the time. And but you've definitely got it right with your pictures because they look great.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, that's good feedback. Thank you for that. The other thing as well of Instagram is we all do it. We scroll through all like the trophy accounts and see all the best reefs and stuff and the best pictures. But for a fact, behind that picture was about 100 pictures that didn't quite make the grade. Like it takes so long to get a good one, and I just get bored in the end and just that'll do.
I try and share equal amounts of crap with good, so that people can see that it's not always like Instagram situation. Sometimes you've got like a massive puddle on the floor and half of your acros are dead, or all of them, or your fish are on the bottom gasping for air, and it's just, I think you need to kind of show people that there is a real side to it as well.
Oh, there's no reefer out there that has these issues. If you're going to show the good stuff all the time, you're lying to people, and we kind of do this stuff to hopefully inspire people and get people into the game. And if they think it's all easy and rosy, it ain't. There's rubbish days. Like I've got 2 corals now that I'm going to lose. They're dying because they're being shaded out by a tabling acro. So they're obviously they're glued and puttied onto the rock. I'm not going to snap them off because I don't want to destabilize anything and all this, that, and the other. I'm just, in my head, that's a good way to lose a coral because another coral has successfully outcompeted it. I've not lost it through bad care or lack of nutrient or whatever it may be. It's died because something else has been better at living than that one. And it happens, and that's what I'll do with the big tank. I want it to look like a reef, and on a reef, you've got layers. You've got all the stuff at the top thriving, and all the stuff underneath that has been outcompeted. It looks how it should look. So that's
good.
I'll leave it be. The way I do my reefing, I'm not one of those people that moves their sticks every week to a better spot. My 100% ethos is just set and forget. Stick it in there and it stays. Don't get me wrong. When I buy a frag, I will put that frag in the tank and not glue it in place until I'm happy where it is. But once I'm happy where it is, it's not moving again. It's stuck and it stays. And if something overgrows it or it doesn't grow as fast as something else, then I'll learn and I won't put that same species in that sort of place next time. I'll just let it be.
Yeah. So there's a comment in the chat. So firstly, good evening, Mo, because I've noticed he's just commented. And so Jim's saying, are you going to get a 6-inch shark for that massive tank?
Yeah, I've spoken to the Blue Planet Aquarium and they're going to take it off me when it gets to a certain size. So, yeah.
And that segues nicely into, well done, Liam, 106 signatures so far.
Good for you, Liam.
Really good achievement. And if you haven't already signed it, here is the link. You can go and sign this petition. And it's not saying that there should be an outright ban, but we need better control of it. So we're talking about maybe not just having them in a tank in the fish shop ready for someone to just buy spur of the moment, having them like a special order or something like that to kind of try and limit people from getting one unless they really are able to kind of care for it properly long term. So a really good campaign. It'd be great if you can help out and sign that.
Which is going to be such a small amount of people anyway that it just makes so much sense to have them.
Yeah, it followed. There was in the freshwater side of the hobby a few years back. There was a massive movement, the Big Fish campaign, all about tank busters that shouldn't be sold. And it was things like red tail catfish that you can buy for 20 quid about that size, and they grow to 4 foot. Even if you keep one poorly, it will grow to 3 foot. They're huge fish. They shouldn't be sold for. My sort of take on it is that there are a few people out there, and I say a few, like probably a handful, that can keep them in a dedicated setup. And if you, rather than outright ban them, if you just made sure there was a minimum sale price of like 200 quid, it's going to stop those people that walk into a shop and go, "Oh, I have one of those," because it's a considered purchase. And that could be the same thing for any large fish or sharks, whatever it may be. If they cost 500 quid, you're not going to buy one on a whim. You know, if you're going to spend that money on a fish, chances are you've got the money to keep it properly. So there are other ways around policing it, but it's definitely something that needs to be talked about.
And also, you're going to appreciate that price as well. You know why they're priced as they are,
And
because you're thinking of it as
I had a freshwater tank years ago, and I had one of those red tail sharks. No one told me that. I just didn't know, and it certainly wasn't 20 quid. It was. I mean, it was a very long time ago, but I think it wouldn't have been more than about £2.50.
That would be like a red tail black shark or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking the red tail catfish are the ones you saw.
Okay.
Thailand,
Yeah. They're more like a grey colour with the red tail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot like arowanas and stuff. You can buy them for 30, 40 quid, which is some people will just buy one for that and wrong. Yeah, and you see a lot of freshwater keepers that I can't stand it when I see it, but like, oh, we're just going to buy one and grow it out. Like, right, and then what? Like, you know, what happens then?
Yeah.
People just see these fish as like throwaway, disposable items, and not an animal that needs a bit of respect. It just doesn't sit well with me.
No.
Yeah. But,
so, I do have another Instagram question. You've done pretty well on Instagram. Did you set out to make it to build that Instagram following, or was it just by chance? And what's your secret? 13,500 followers.
Do you want to know what happened? How I started it, right? So I used to. My wife had an Instagram page for her chickens, and I used to wind her up and say, "Instagram's for children. No one wants to look at bloody chickens. It's ridiculous. Hashtag bullshit," and just wind her up. And she said, we was on our honeymoon, laying on the first night in Bangkok, a bit jet lagged, and she was like, "Why don't you make one for your fish and see how sad you are as well?" Something like that. So I was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." So, and the idea is like she had like a 1,200 followers for chickens, and I was like, I could smash that with fish. Fish are much more interesting than chickens. And she basically was like gouging me, saying, "Go on, do it." And I did. And it went really slowly. I had like 30 followers, which were just my mates for the first sort of, I don't know, year. And then I didn't know how to use it, so I didn't do any hashtags or nothing. And I was basically using it as a photo dump, because I had an old crappy 16 gigabyte iPhone, and I ran out of memory. Yeah. And I was just putting all my photos onto Instagram, because it dates them as well, so you can sort of, keep track of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started using hashtags and posting all my freshwater predatory fish and stuff. And it just, I don't know, I did one or two posts that must have liked an algorithm, and it just snowballed. Like over the course of about 6 months, it went from about 30 followers to about 2,000. And then it just kept on going. I don't know why, because Instagram baffles me. There are tanks and stuff on Instagram that are superb, like phenomenal systems.
Yeah.
Very low followers. And then there is like crap with like 100,000 followers. I'm like, I don't get it. But it was honestly, it was unintentional. And now it's I like it more for this sort of stuff, like people I've met and the social side of it. And just following people's tanks that I have an interest in. I don't like none of this short form content TikTok-y bollocks. I'd rather watch the educational stuff that someone's teaching me something or I can learn something from.
That's really interesting, because from what I can see, everyone, the movement seems to be moving a lot more towards short form content.
No.
Really snappy stuff. I'm like, I can't really bring what I was saying to my daughter. Did a little video. She likes riding horses and stuff. So today she went and rode a what are the little ones called? A donkey. I don't know whether it's not Boris. I don't know if Boris is a donkey or not now. But she went and rode this thing, fell off it lots of times, and someone recorded her doing it. And then she, within 20 minutes of getting in the house, she's edited this brilliant little TikTok video to the music, and it changes all the perfect times of her falling off, and then at the end of it is her riding it without falling off. I'm like, that's fantastic. I need you as my social media guru. You can have access to my account and video the fish and just do loads of content on short form content on it for me.
Yeah. I think for virality, short form is just the way to do it. It's the way to hook people. Unless you've got a story to tell, I think it's so hard to get good engagement.
I think sadly in this day and age, everyone is so conditioned to instantaneous information. Like scroll. They don't. No one sits and watches it anymore. Well, unless you're old and boring like me, you actually want to listen and hear what I'm saying. So a lot of people, but then a lot of the really, really good short form content people, even though it's a 20-second clip, there's probably a couple of hours of footage they've had to take and edit and tune and play with to do that. And it's like, again, I've not got the patience for any of that. I'll just zap it, that'll do, and put it on. But I've lost so many followers since I've gone more salty. I had so many more people interested in the fresh stuff. Started posting marine stuff, and it's like 30 a day just dropping off. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it is 80% of the fish keeping hobby is freshwater. 20% are the hardcore cool crew. I
think people I talk to that are on Instagram that chase numbers and stuff, I think that's when you just, how can you enjoy it if like, oh, my video only got 100 likes? I'm like, so I don't look at any of the metrics. I don't understand how they work. And to be honest with you, there's only probably about 30 or 40 people on Instagram I talk to and engage with that I care about what they think. I don't care about no offense, I don't care about the other 12,000 people. They're just people that want to see pictures of fish. They're not people that care about me and what I'm doing. And
it's interesting. It's just, I'm one of those, a bit like you said, you got into this and now the garage is full and you've got multiple tanks and you've gone all in. I'm a little bit like that. So I'm like, I look at YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all these other ones, and I think, right, what's the objective of this? And then I'm like, all of my effort goes, and before I realise it, I've enjoyed that learning and that journey of trying to build it up. But yeah, it's balancing having fun and generating followers and the likes.
I do find it mind-blowing. There's 13,500 people that want to see it. Don't get me wrong, that's like, why? Wow, thank you. Great, it's a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I think if Instagram got taken away tomorrow, aside from talking to a few people, I wouldn't miss it, because I'd much rather sit and look at that than take pictures of it and show other people. So my enjoyment's still here. It's not part of my hobby, if that makes sense. It's just a way of interacting. But now we've got stuff like this. I don't really need it, but I keep it going because it's still I've talked to quite a few people in America and stuff, and we would never catch up on WhatsApp because of time differences, but we can leave messages on Instagram and send each other, you know what I mean, and just follow people's progress and highlight the ones you're interested in. It's got its place, but I wouldn't miss it if it disappeared. I must admit. Sometimes I think the world would be a better place if it disappeared.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially like you can. I really hate the I word. I can't stand it. Influencer. I hate that word. It just screams attention seeker to me. And you can spot it a mile off. Like I'm not digging anyone out here, but like people that are sponsored by people, and it's like every moment they're tagging a product, and it's like bullshit. Like you're paid to say that. I don't care. I've not done any of this stuff in the past because I think I had one food manufacturer try to send me some foods and said, if you use them and post some good stuff on Instagram for us. And I just openly said, I'll happily try it. And if I like it, I will. If I think it's crap, I'll say it's crap. And
that's it. Why I can't imagine companies not being receptive to that and being like, look, give your honest thoughts.
I know, right?
Because There's just no point otherwise. And I think,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think people see through it, but obviously it generates sales and whatever because they continue to use influencers. But yeah.
I've been sent things and I've been asked if I would take things and video them. Some of the stuff I look at and I'm like, I'm really sorry, but none of what you do fits with what I do. That's just the way it is. Other things, I've actually had a company send me stuff and I've tested it and I've gone, you know what, actually, I don't like this. I'm not going to put a video out there saying, look at this product. They sent it to me and it's shit. But I'll just say, I'm not going to talk about that product anymore. And I'm not, I'm not going to stick the knife in and twist it, but I can't promote it,
But you can spot it a mile off. Like if there's I had a cheap Chinesian company trying to send me some stuff a while back and said, would you do a post? And I was like, straight away, I've seen this product, I've held it in my hands before, and it was just not something I want. And when you see like a few people on Instagram a week later, look at this fantastic little flow pump I've got, and I'm like, you've been contacting the same way I have. You're saying it, and it's all fake, and it's like you can spot it a mile off. I'm like, I would rather hear people that aren't affiliated say, "I use this; it's pretty good, actually." Look at that, like that. And people that I know and talk to, like you guys, and trust. I'd much rather see what you use and you tell me than a random popularity contest on Instagram, smiling with their boobs out, showing me a pump.
Yeah, like my Stratton, I bought that retail. There was no trade discount. There's no nothing, but I love it, and I've made a few videos on it, and they've probably been one of the most popular videos I've made. And I think that it makes a difference if you really do love it, you really do think it's good. Definitely makes a difference.
No, 100%. And I'm all for if I think something's good and I think it will benefit someone else, I'll happily say this product's really good. But I'm not going to be told to say it or be the face of something I don't believe in. That's where Instagram for me is like rubbish, because there's a lot of that going around. But I don't know, can't please everyone, can you?
No. Back to the questions. My next one, this is going to pop up on the screen. You ended up doing a bit of work at AAC. You lucky devil. How did that come about? Because that must be amazing.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the opportunity. But sort of what I touched on earlier about my first ever job in retail was Paul gave me my first ever job about 24 years ago in Home Marine in Enfield. So I walked in as a 16-year-old spotty little teenager. As I said, like obsessed with the fish keeping world, and asked for a job, and I got a part-time Saturday job there. And so I've known Paul for 24 years now. And obviously, even when I left, even when Paul left to go and set up AAC, I carried on working there and sort of kept in touch and was always a customer there. And then it just came about that when I went to set up my reef tanks, obviously the first place I went to was AAC to sort of get myself up and running. 2 or 3 years later, chatting to Paul, and I floated the idea about I'd love to learn more. I'd love to learn more about the hobby, and I'm happy to volunteer some of my time. Thankfully, Paul was like more than receptive to it, and I do it now every time I get a free day or after hours. If there's a late shipment or something, or when they're closed on a Monday, sometimes I'll go in the evening and do a bit. It's just to keep my toe in, really. And I'm like, anytime there's an event, I'll try and help out to get to the event. But no, I think I get a lot more out of that than they get out of me, really. I'm just there sort of asking questions and poking stuff all day.
It must just be so... just open your eyes to everything that's going on, and it exposes you to so many different experiences. Just phenomenal.
It's having worked in retail for about 5 years, 10-15 years ago, I knew kind of what was involved, but it's moved on so much now. What goes on, because obviously AAC is a bit of a different shop. It's and again, this isn't me plugging it because I get involved there. I'm this is like just me talking about it.
Mm.
Like AAC is not the usual shop because behind the scenes is 4 times the unit space of what you see is when you go there.
Yeah.
There's the farm inside. There's the quarantine sort of areas. There's a seahorse
Yeah.
farm. There's all this sort of stuff you don't necessarily realise is there, but takes a lot of effort to maintain and run.
Yeah.
So it's not like working the shop. You know, you can get lost in the farm doing inspections and treatments and health control and trialing products, and there's so much that goes on. It's really cool. As a hobbyist who's like a geek, I just geek out when I go in there. Just geek out over it. And I say I don't want to disrupt. I've got a day job. I can't disrupt that. So it's purely sort of voluntary on my terms really. And I'll occasionally. The best thing to do with Paul is when he's doing work on his baby, this display tank here, because when he frags it up, I'm just sort of standing underneath him holding the bucket, dropping bits into it. I'm like, you can take them if you like. I'm like, happy days, got a bucket full of frags.
Yeah.
That's the sort of payment I get from it. It's really cool.
There are some really. I was looking in that tank the other day, and I thought,
It's really
when he's going to
different.
frag that, because that bit looks phenomenal.
Oh,
Tank hardened as well.
Yeah, the trouble is when I've been in there and Paul has been sort of doing maintenance and fragging it, we'll take out probably 2 buckets worth of frags, and you look at the tank and go, you haven't touched it.
Yeah.
Haven't touched the thing. But yeah, and so going back to nutrients and stuff, and I've done a few tests on this tank, and that runs at around about 60 to 80 ppm of nitrate in that. So
Wow.
you see how that looks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. It's obviously I'm also fortunate that it's only 15 minutes away from my house as well. So
Yeah.
it's
Very
my
nice.
LFS. So I spend a bit of time there. But because I work all over the country, I'll go into a reef shop wherever I am. So I've probably been to bar Finest and iReef. I've probably been to every other reef shop you've heard of, just from traveling around the country on work. So if there's a shop, I'll go in it. Freshwater, marine, whatever. I'll go and look everywhere. But to be involved at AAC as and when I can it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I do like it. Yeah.
I actually found out that there is an office for the company that I work for. They have an office in Runcorn, which is the opposite side of the Mersey from Finest. It's like literally Finest is right by that bridge over the Mersey, and Runcorn is the other side of the river. It's probably less than 2 miles away.
Nice.
I'm hoping to go there and take another little trip to Finest. And yeah, you've just seen what I was about to share.
Yeah, sorry.
There is a few people meeting at AAC on Saturday. Sorry, I've just seen my daughter come in.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. So anyone that fancies it, I'm interested.
What sort of time are we talking for that?
Yeah, Dan, let us know in the comments what time you is it you and Dave going there, and is John going as well? John B, I think. I can't remember who's going now. Plan to be there for opening.
Unfortunately, every time you guys do a meet at AAC, it's always the weekend when my wife's at work and I've got the 3 kids. So surprise, surprise, tomorrow, Saturday, she's at work and I've got the 3 kids, so I have to pop down with the baby again. But I'll do it. Yeah, I'll power through.
Excellent. Yes, yeah, I might go. I don't know. It's dangerous because I always end up bloody buying something, and before the lights go off, that tank is very full. Very
Just a
full.
bit.
But
So
what I'm
what you
thinking
need
is, if I do
what you
go,
need to do then-
Dan wants 2 corals, so I can take them to him.
What I can see, Steve, at the front on your sandbed is probably room for another sort of smallest piece of live rock, which you can put a coral on.
You could fit 4 corals on that piece of live rock, couldn't you, Elisa? Oh, look.
Oh, there you go.
My God. Normally I say to her, I'm going to the fish shop, do you want to go? No. Why would I want to go to the fish shop?
Yeah, nice. Definitely. It's always when you guys and all you guys do sort of meet at AAC. I always try and make the effort to get down there because a lot of you travel quite a long way, and it's 15 minutes for me, so I can't really not, can I? It'd be nice.
It's an hour and 20 for me each way.
Yeah, to do you was only down a week or two ago, wasn't you? So you do quite a bit. You must know that route quite well now.
Oh yeah, my car does it on autopilot now. I have to actually be careful if I'm driving somewhere else that I don't end up just pulling in.
Yeah, you said the other day you was driving back from was it up north somewhere, and you popped into Kettering on the way, and then you was going to pop into AAC on the way. So how can that be on the way?
I was up. So when I popped into Kettering, I was in Manchester, at one of our other offices up there. That was on my way back from Finest actually, because I'd gone to Manchester with work. Then I went to a different hotel and stayed, paid for my own hotel Friday night and stayed. And then Saturday I went to Finest, and then on the way back from Finest I called in at Kettering. But last week I was in Birmingham, so my route home from Birmingham is down the A14. And then depending on what the traffic on the A14 is like, sometimes it diverts me down the M11 and then the A120. So when I came back from Birmingham, I went past Kettering and I was very good and well behaved and didn't go in. And then I had to go down the M11, and it's only like an extra 8 miles from the A120 junction to go to AAC. So I was very good, and I didn't go to that one either, and I just drove straight home.
That's restraint, yeah.
But I was there on the Sunday, I think, at AAC, and then this was the Tuesday. So I had literally only just been.
Yeah. Trouble is, though, I think they've just restocked all of the LPS tray and a lot of the frag table. So there's new stuff to see, which is never a good thing. No, and that's the good thing, because it is not just what you see in the shop. It is literally trays and tables out back with stock. There's always stuff that's not on display, so you haven't got to wait for imports, because when stuff comes in and when it's all fragged and made themselves, it sits out back for weeks, sometimes months. Settling, basing out and stuff, and has to go through three phases of dipping and whatever it is, the process to get it out there. So there's always stuff available that's not on display.
Yeah.
So it's naughty.
I know Amy would love the seahorse stables, because it's like horses.
It's kind of magical.
And it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went into the third room for the first time the other day as well. I was not expecting that to be as special as it was.
What's that? The old original shop at the far end?
Yeah, the first. Yeah. I thought storage more than anything, really.
No, so that was the shop. That was AAC.
Yeah, Paul was explaining. That's unreal.
That's crazy.
I think it's the oldest part of the store, right? So, but those tables there, when you see how those frags are grown out, it is like a washing machine in those tanks. The amount of flow, incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Elisa. It's like a super chat with no comment.
I think you did specify that was for Dr. Pepper.
Ah, okay. Did she now? That's a lot of Dr. Pepper, Amy.
Jamie,
burping Dr. Pepper.
The frag trays in the middle room are going to be a lot prettier very soon.
They're incredible. That's where you've got...
Yeah, but they're getting a special upgrade very soon, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Ah, right, yes. So we're doing the custom...
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Jaffa cake racks.
Yeah. There's some...
But we're going proper silicone and everything.
So nice.
I'm quite excited.
See, you obviously saw the ones that were made here and thought, I've got to get them, you see.
That was it, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll
let's
discuss
see.
the commission rates later on.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Amy, they almost always have Jaffa
I was
cakes
going to
at
say you're
AAC.
definitely going to have to go on Saturday now.
They
Sold.
normally there's like a stack of them in the corner of the room.
Yep. It's what they feed the fish.
Just a disclaimer: don't feed your fish Jaffa cakes.
No, they just use it for taking pictures. Take the Jaffa out.
Yeah.
I had so I'm mindful of time, so we're already gone past the 2-hour mark, but
Oh, quick.
I've got a little quickfire round, and I think it would actually be interesting if we played it with Harry as well.
Mm,
So I've got some quickfire questions,
nervous.
and I'm just gonna try and get your answers to them, so you can just kind of shout out the answer as soon as you know them. And it's not a competition, Liam. It's just questions that I'm going to ask Jamie and Harry. Although I guess if everyone wants to comment, that's fine. So quickfire round. Question 1: Softy, LPS or SPS?
LPS / SPS.
Yeah, SPS for me now.
Okay, interesting. Different
Yeah,
opinion there.
I've changed. Yeah, SPS now.
Yeah. I'm going into the SPS world, but I love the movement from LPS.
I really like softies, LPS, SPS, clams, all of it. But SPS is my goal for this tank now. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2: Tangang or Raspak?
Tangang.
Gang.
Where's Matt when I need him? Where's Matt when I need him? Raspak?
What was that, Jamie?
You've just bought McCoskers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, yeah, Tangang all the way. RAS has never really. I've only ever kept RAS as part of my pest control regime. Mind you, I wouldn't mind to get a nice flash of RAS perhaps, but no, Tangs all the way.
My Naoko Ras is the biggest personality in the tank.
Okay.
And my Yellowtail Tamarin Ras is stunning.
Yeah.
They are
I must
beautiful.
admit, the McCosker, he's just central in the tank. Like always. He just almost hovers there waiting for food.
Yeah.
So, that's quite cool.
No, Tangs all the way.
Yeah. So next question: manual testing or auto monitoring?
Manual testing, 100%.
I can't without context. I mean, I do more auto,
For your fish
obviously. Oh, right. Manual for accuracy.
So I think the auto testing has got a massive place in the hobby, but I would never rely on it to control a dose or anything like that. I don't think at the minute. And I'm a bit biased because I'm bringing my profession into this from working with chemical treatment every day, day in, day out. The automation is where the point of failure comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite rarely manually test other than nitrate and phosphate, which, to be honest, most of the time I get Anna to do. So, yeah, I suppose most of mine is automated, but I'm checking for trends, not specific numbers most of the time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just seen a comment from Elisa saying Jamarian, which I think was a comment about a RAS.
Oh.
And then it's just pulled me loads of RAS pictures out, so I don't actually know which one that is.
Found that when I was trying to find the ones we were seeing in Greece.
Yeah.
It just shows you loads of...
Oh, I've got to answer my own... I thought I was answering my own questions as well. Sorry, Amy. Yeah, so LPS and RASPAC, auto monitoring for me. I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good bit of data. I'm a proper data geek. So if I can like download the data points and put it in a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
Amazing.
I like the trend tracking of data. Don't get me wrong. There's a place for both, but
You've got your book for that.
Yeah.
That is quite impressive. If people haven't seen that.
It's all paper records with mine. Yeah.
Wow.
Bossman's holiday for me.
So when you're looking for trends, do you use it like a flick book and you just flick through and look at the numbers change?
Yeah. The little dog in the corner runs across the page.
So the next one is a salty disaster you can laugh about.
Salty disaster? What? Sorry.
You can laugh about now.
Laugh about. Oh, it's got to be the flood, hasn't it?
Mm.
Well, which flood? I suppose because I've moved house now. When I lived in my flat, I flooded that a few times with the RO under the stairs, and there was probably 4 separate occasions where the guy that was beneath me was up the stairs banging on my door, like trying to break in, because I had ruined his ceiling 4 times. That was pretty bad. But I can laugh now because I've moved. Yeah. He hated me.
Yeah. Sorry, Elisa. Whenever I keep typing that into Google, it keeps saying to me, "Did you mean tamarind ras?" Right. Yeah. What one you can laugh about? Probably no Poxgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I did that end of the year quiz and my tank behind me is just slowly going more and more milky and dead. And we got to the end of the quiz and we ended it and we went back into the green room and I just went, oh my God, what am I going to do?
How long did it actually take you to work out what it was?
I didn't work out for about a week and a half.
Wow,
because I went to move. I was like trying to make space to put the UV in to clear it up. And I went to move the bottle and I thought, oh, this bottle's empty. And then I was like, no, it's been on the shelf and the hose has been lower, so it's just siphoned the whole lot out. And that's what caused the bacterial bloom and what, yeah. And then it all dropped into place. Oh.
What about you, Harry?
Yeah, the only one I can think of is floods. Similarly to you, we've got it's like a lino roll, and I have my RODI units kind of in a cupboard under the stairs, and that has gone right under the lino, and you get big bubbles and kind of squelch. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else that I can laugh at. I suppose other things have been a bit more not laughable.
I remember one more that, as Elisa says, trying to think of one besides a flood. When I got my first MP40s, I bought a pair of them for the 6-foot tank. And before I put them on, I was like, right, let's understand now how they come apart, because when they're all corallined up, they're going to be a nightmare to figure out. So I thought I'd take it apart while it's brand new. And as I was trying to twist it, because they twist together clockwise, not anti-clockwise, to put them apart. They go the other way. Yeah. So I was trying to do the natural way of unscrewing it the way you think it'd go, and managed to put my finger through the cage and snap my whole thumb through it. When it hadn't even been wet yet. That was pretty shit.
So I actually, the reason this is on my desk is because this was one I bought secondhand, and Amy, who's in the chat, well done, Amy. I was away with work. I had an absolute heart attack because I was in here and I wanted to see whether the fish had been fed. So I've got a camera in the corner and I was watching it back. And I see my daughter come in the room, close the door, and then sit down in my chair. And I think she was playing it. She was hiding from a friend that she had round. And she was sitting in my chair, just kind of spinning around. And then she looked in the tank and she saw something that didn't look right. And the next thing I see on my camera is she just lifts up the netting and her hand goes in. I'm like, oh, what's happening? But what had happened is this bit had come off. And I basically just had a fish blender in the side of the tank.
Oh.
If I can do it, yeah.
Well done, Amy.
And she went, and while it was spinning, mind, put this back on without blending her fingers.
The thing is, it's quite hard to line up that central bit as
Yeah,
well.
that pin in the middle is really hard to
Yeah.
line up. So yeah, well
Like
done,
when it's
Amy.
on and underwater.
Brilliant.
So I've got one last quick fire question, and
Okay.
and then I'll let you go and do whatever you need to do and get to sleep. If your reef tank had a theme song, what would it be?
The Benny Hill theme tune. I don't know.
I think for me, it would be more of a movie than a song, and it would be a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah. Chumbawamba. Okay.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mine
you
would
know what
probably just
Liam's
be
is.
some-
That's Liam's, yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
Perfect.
I was thinking Jaws for Liam.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay,
There it is.
yeah.
Good one.
I
Go on,
don't
Harry.
know.
What's yours?
Just some singing bowls or some rubbish like
Fair enough.
that. Yeah.
You don't want to say anything too good, because if you say something good, you know you're going to jinx
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's been great fun.
That's
Thank
been
you
good.
very much for coming on, Jamie. Again, Harry, thank you for coming on again and again and putting yourself through this. I've had a great laugh tonight. It's been really good. Hopefully, everyone watching has enjoyed themselves. I can't believe my daughter is still in the chat now. A second thank you to everyone for not saying things that you would normally say in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, good fun. And I look forward to seeing a few of you on Saturday if that happens. So yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, we'll keep everyone updated in the Jolly Boys on the Saturday meetup, and yeah, see you all next week.
See you later.
Okay.